Hey guys, what's up? And today we have part 2 of my skewb advanced tutorial. And today I'll be going over category 3 cases, and there are quite a lot of these. But first I'll be going over the category 3 peanut cases. So the first one's very straightforward. It's just twisting these two corners and just pure category 3, pure peanut basically. And all you have to do is hold it right here and do double sledge, and then hold it here and you have double sledge. So that one's pretty easy. Okay, the next kind of case I'm going to be going over are the category 3 peanut plus U perms. So these are kind of nasty if you don't know how to do them, but I actually like them a lot. They can be done optimally in 3 sledges. So what you have to do here is you hold the non-opposite. So okay, I'll explain it like this. So you have a U perm here, and then you have to get the sensor that is next to the next to the solve center, but is not the opposite color. So you see that this is the opposite color because red is opposite orange, and it's next to the solve center. But you don't want that one. You want the one that's not opposite and next to the solve center. So then what you do when you have that, you want to force another peanut case. So you basically want to do the opposite of what you would do if you were doing intermediate. So here, like for example, you'd usually do a sledge here to force pi, but you want to force a peanut case. So you wouldn't do a sledge, you do a hedge. And now you're just left with a double sledge case, just like that. So another example of this is right here. You have the U perm, and then I'll use this one is next to the solve center, but not the opposite color. So because usually you do a hedge here, if you were doing intermediate, you do a sledge, and now you're just left with a 2 sledge case. So the rest of the pure peanut cases are just basically algorithms you have to memorize. For the one that goes for an H perm, it goes like this. Now there are 2 cases that have the Z perm. So one of them has a Z perm like this. Oops. And then one of them has a Z perm like this. So this one has the adjacents that are swapping in front of you, and this one has the adjacents on the side. And then for this case, what I do is this alg. So I rotate here, and then I push over. So basically what I'm doing to walk you through it is pushing this corner and taking this corner, so it's like this now, like that, moving it back here, and then inserting it like that, and then doing this insertion. So it's just moving this away, putting that there, putting that there. So again, it goes like this. Like that. And now for this case, what you do is you hold it here, so turn to the left side basically of what would, if these 2 corners were facing, you hold it here, and then you do this. Like that. Yeah, it's kind of weird finger trick. Okay, the next cases I'm going to be going over are the category 3 pi cases. So this is the first one. It's very easy and straightforward. It's all you have to do is you see that there are 2 solve centers, category 3 pi, and then you see that you have 1 unsolved center. So basically these 2 swapping. Well, no, this going here, this going here, this going here. But like what you see basically is just 1 unsolved center. And what you want to do here is solve the corners, holding this front, solve these corners. And then you're just left with a U perm. So here's another example of this. You see you have 2 solve centers and then 1 unsolved center. And what you do here is you solve these corners like that, and then you're just left with a U perm. Okay, so these cases, they have 2 adjacent centers, so like 2 swapping, and then 1 solved. So then what you do here is you just hold the U center in back, do sledge, and you're left with a 2 sledge case. Oops. Like that. Okay, so here's another example of it. You have 2 adjacent, so 2 swapping and then 1 solved, and you have category 3 pi. So you can just hold the U center back, do a sledge, and I just have a 2 sledge case. Okay, the next case I'm going to be going over are these, and this is just 2 opposite centers instead of 2 solve centers, and then 1 just adjacent center, and then category 3 pi. So what you want to do here is hold the unsolved and adjacent center in front, and then solve the corners, and then you're just left with a triple sledge. So here's another case of it. It's just two opposite centers, and then you have one adjacent center. So you just solve these corners, and you're just left with triple sledge, like that. Okay, the next case I'm going to be going over are the ones with one opposite center. I do not like these that much, but they're 4 sledge cases, but I kind of have to, it's kind of weird. So what you would do here is just hold the U center in front. So yellow has to go on top since it's opposite white. Hold that in front, do sledge, and then do Y2 hedge, and then you just have a 2 sledge case. Okay, here's another example of this, and you see that you have one opposite center. So you hold the U center in front, do sledge, Y2 hedge, and then you just have a category 2 case. So the next cases I'll be going over are the ones that have opposite centers or opposite colors, and then a solved one in the back opposite of the U center. So then this is all you have to do is hold the U center in front, do triple sledge, and then you're just left with double sledge, like that. So the next case I'll be going over are the ones where it's the opposite centers are solved, and then the center opposite of the U center is opposite. So then all you have to do here is just solve the corners, and you're left with a pseudo U perm. So for pseudo U perms, what you do is basically set up to a U perm. So if you do this, you know that this has to go here, this has to go here, this has to go here. So that means you do a U perm like this, and then you can just undo that U perm. Undo the side move that you did, and yeah, you're left with a solve. Okay, here's another example of this. So what you do is just solve the corners, and you're left with a pseudo U perm, like that. So the last case I'll be going over today are the ones that have no opposite and no solve centers. So these are pretty bad, but what I do is I look in the top layer and look at which corner is solved already, and I see it's this one. So then I hold that in front of me, and then I solve the corners, and I just have a pseudo Z perm, or just pseudo triple sledge. So to solve this, you just offset it like this, and you see that these two swap now. So that's just triple sledge, and you just undo the first move you did, like that. Okay, so here's another example of it. You have category 3 pi, no solved or opposite centers. Solved corner is right here, so you hold that in front, and you do solve the corners, and you just have a pseudo triple sledge. Set up like that, triple sledge, undo the move. Okay guys, so that covers all of the category 3 cases for my skewb advanced tutorial. Next time I'll be doing walkthrough solves / miscellaneous cases. And sorry this took a while to come out. I was pretty busy and this takes a while to edit. But anyways guys, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something from this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and see you next time. Bye.